So, Louise, give us a quick introduction, who you are and what you do at UKREiiF.
My name's Louise Donegan and I'm Programme Manager at UKREiiF UK. So I look after sort of all the events, marketing, communications, a bit of everything really. I joined last year in August full time and I've been working with the team ever since.
Fantastic. And what was your background prior to UKREiiF?
Oh gosh, my background prior, a bit mixed. My main background is working in television, radio, anything kind of media, but always sort of doing marketing and events. So although it's, different industries, I think it brings a good perspective to, a completely different industry. I did work for a startup called Land Tech for a while, doing their marketing and events. So that's what kind of got me into the proptech space, and I guess how I ended up with UKREiiF. I met Andre through Land Tech, and that's basically how I got my introduction to the company.
And speaking of events, we're here in Cannes.
I know. And
tell us a little bit about what UKREiiF has planned for MIPIM.
Got lots. We've got, you can probably tell, we've got a little brunch happening just now in the lovely UKREiiF Villa. The sun stayed out for it, so it's been really nice. Not necessarily a huge event today, but just a brunch with some of our close cohort members, past and present, the UKREiiF team of course, and some other exciting people in the room that some I can't share details.
Not yet.
Not yet. But we're just having a little brunch today, and then tomorrow evening we're hosting a big party in Hotel Grey d'Albion. I think, listen, my French accent isn't that great, but that's a Scottish version. We're hosting a nice party there. We're going to have lots of industry there, startups, cohort, current and alumni there. So lots of mixing and mingling to do, and we'll have lots of nice canopies and champagne, of
obviously,
course, to celebrate the year that we've had. It's been such a successful year, and then also celebrate the year that we've got coming up as well. So we're launching our new cohort in April, just very soon.
Fantastic. Tell us about the upcoming cohort then, obviously beyond MIPIM. What other events have we got in store? What have we got planned for the next sort of 6 to 9 months, the remainder of the year?
The UKREiiF programme is very event heavy. It's 9 months long, so within that 9 months it's all go. We've got UKREiiF coming up in May. That's probably our first kind of big industry event. Obviously it's a huge one. Some people like to call it the UK MIPIM. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Anyway, a little plug for them there.
Get away with it.
So we're going to actually have our own. We're sponsoring Hi Hat Corner.
Mm-hmm.
So we've basically got our own room. We're going to have our own stage. So on that stage we'll be hosting panel talks throughout the event. So it's going to be packed with content. Got really exciting guests, including, again, alumni. We like to keep them involved, past just their cohort. And then obviously we'll have our new class of 2025 who I'm not allowed to say who it is yet, but they will be there on stage doing some panel talks. And we'll also host some networking sessions. There'll be opportunity and space for people to come and meet our current cohort there. Because you know how hard it is at these events as well to get even just space to sit down with someone. So it's nice that we'll have our own space there. And then we're going to also do a kind of round up, all in one bite breakfast session on the last day to kind of round up our key findings from the event. So all very exciting. So
UKREiiF sounds like a busy one. Have you got much planned beyond UKREiiF? Like, what have we got? Talk a little bit about the rest of the programme. Like you say, it's quite event heavy, right?
Yeah, that's definitely not the only event we're doing. I've touched on with Andre earlier. We've got our commercial advisory panels, and we've also got our agent advisory panels. So obviously one's commercial focused, one's resi focused. And we create those events by ourselves, and we see quite a lot of value in those events compared to, just going to a conference. They're a lot more intimate. There's probably about 20 to 25 people there, panelists, along with our existing cohort. Sometimes we include the alumni as well. Obviously, Andre did touch on the format a bit earlier, but those events are incredibly valuable to whoever attends them. They get feedback that they might not necessarily get at stands at a conference or networking drinks. So
more honest.
Yeah, more honest. It's a platform where people can speak their mind, but not in a way that's critical or anything that's it's criticism, but they can take it on board and maybe change their product in a way that suits the market. So these are really, really good events. We've got them coming up. We do them throughout the year. We also have UKREiiF in London, which they're doing a bit differently this year. Normally it's over the course of a couple of days, I think. This year they're doing it one day only. There's a lot less tech in the room, but we're going to have our court there, obviously. Hustle to get them there. So that'll be really good. I'm excited for that. I've actually never done UKREiiF before, so even for me that's really exciting. What else do we have coming up? We've got
PropTech Connect.
PropTech Connect, yeah, that's another big one.
Yeah.
How could I forget? That's in September. We were a big sponsor there last year, big sponsored again this year. It's a busy couple of days. It also always falls quite closely to our annual portfolio summit, whereby we have all of our founders from across all the regions. We invite them all to come out to the US. Last year we did that in Utah. And this year we're going to Nashville.
Fantastic.
Which I know you're really excited about because Mike you're going 2 weeks before?
I am.
On holiday.
A little holiday and then I'm going back there. Not pre-planned. But...
Yeah, no, you didn't know about that. But yeah, we're going to get our cowboy boots on and go to Nashville. And that's a really fun opportunity to get to do in the year. It's all of our founders can meet other founders from different regions. Huge partnerships have come out of that before. It's held over 3-4 days. Some people like to spend longer in the US, but we do lots of team building, lots of chats, fireside chats, talks, workshops. I'm not entirely sure what's in store for this year, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Sure. We'll definitely be doing some line dancing as well, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, great. Obviously, we do a lot of this in industry. We don't do it on our own. We have some fantastic co-investors in TDS Group and Property Mark who support us with the startups. And one of our big events this year, obviously, for the residential industry, Property Mark 1.
Yeah. Tell
us a little bit about what we're going to be doing there and what to look forward to.
So that's going to be a big one for us. We are headlining, I'm going to call it headlining. We are headlining the innovation zone at Property Mark 1. So I can't share who we'll be there with yet, but it'll be really exciting. We've got some space there to really promote and shout about our successful alumni and our 2025 class. So it'll be straight in at the deep end for them. We've got huge events kicking off as soon as they start, really. And this one comes the first half of the programme. So they'll be there.
It's a big event as well, right? I mean, like, especially for the residential startups, there's a lot of industry there. There's a lot of fantastic talks, and there's a really good after party. Really, really good opportunity to network too. So it's a big day. Yeah,
we'll be busy briefing our companies on how to prepare for that. Talking about who's going to be there, not how they should interact, but what to expect at these type of conferences, and get their target list ready
to go.
That will definitely be a busy event for them. And as I say, it's all about the follow up as well. So it's not just showing up and talking to people about their product and things like that. It's going to be a lot of work after the conference as well. Like, it's a lot of work on the day, but it actually gives you a lot of work after. So, I'm
looking forward to it.
Too drunk at the after party and all those cocktails and champagne because you'll need to wake up first thing tomorrow morning and start following up with everyone you spoke to.
Yeah. Fantastic. That should be a good one. I mean, I guess tell us, it's quite interesting, these big events. Tell us a little bit more. I know you do some smaller ones as well, like how you engage with the industry, like why it's important to have sort of a blend of those big ones and those smaller, more curated events, I guess, and personalised.
You definitely get more, you get completely different, say, feedback and a completely different experience than you do from going to a conference, than you do, for example, maybe our industry insider dinners, which is, we host them like bi-monthly, let's say. We used to do them monthly, and then we kind of toned it down to bi-monthly. We think it's a little bit more valuable when you've got that little bit longer to wait, and also it is pretty events heavy program, so
big time commitment, right?
Yeah, time commitment, and obviously our core aren't always in London. Some of our companies are, in Germany, Poland, across Europe. So we do plan this out so that it is, everyone's got an opportunity to be at a table that suits them. They're not just travelling all the way, getting on a flight to sit next to someone that might not necessarily, benefit them or be relevant to them. So we plan these industry insider dinners to a T. We host them bi-monthly in a nice venue, good food, good drinks, and good company. So there'll probably be about maybe 20 people, I would say, maximum at these events, and that's including us, obviously. So we are there. And then we'll pick out, some mentors that we have in the program. And then, whoever suits those mentors, whoever we want to, connect on the day, we'll do a table plan. Yeah. So, it is strategic. We do set people next to people.
It allows people to have deep conversations, right, about topics they're interested in and learn from one another.
Obviously, it's not regimented. You have to sit there, but we do a suggested table plan, and it usually works out quite well. People, mingle at the start. We have some welcome drinks, so it's not as if you're stuck next to that person for the whole night. But yeah, it is really great. We do that really informal. It's just a chance to get to know people, and as Andre was saying earlier, people buy from people, and we like to have that environment where people can get to know each other, like on a personable level. That's how things start, and we're really big on advising our startups in the core that it's not just about the event. It's all about actually what you do after the event is sometimes more important than the actual event in itself. You can meet someone and then you don't follow up, they're just going to forget about you. There's a whole world of companies out there, and the industry's massive, so you need to really focus on going to that dinner, getting to know people. But then after that, it's your follow-up. And
it's the foundation, right?
Yeah, like, when am I going to see you next? Or, and I mentioned this product, why don't we get a coffee in the diary? It's all about that. And throughout the programme as well, we do strategy calls every month with our core. And those calls, that's when we'll be like, we introduced you to such and such at our dinner. How are you getting on with that? Did you follow up with them? So it's a bit of a knock-on effect. It's not just the events, it's how we follow up with them after. Yeah,
super interesting. And final question then, the tough one. What are you most looking forward to throughout the programme?
Oh, I don't know. It's funny because obviously last year was my first cohort, so that's given me a taste of how my role benefits the cohort. So I think every year for me is just going to get better and better. I'm learning. Dare to say it, but 2025 class is going to get a better version of me than 2024 naturally, though, because I'm just I know how things work. I know what needs to be done. For me, what I'm looking forward to is just kind of getting to know everyone. I love working with all different founders. Everyone's so interesting, and making friends as well. Like, they're not just founders that we've invested in their company and they go through the program and then it's like, see you later, we'll never speak again. It's meeting founders and then becoming friends with them,
and progress, right?
And seeing them progress and their successes. We've had Just Move In's just had massive news on the, I'm sure you'll want to talk about that more as well. So it's just things like that, seeing them go from strength to strength and making friendships and relationships. But also I'm very excited about line dancing in Nashville.
God.
basically.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm probably least looking forward to.
I have my cowboy boots ready. I want a cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat, cowboy boots.
I'm going to
Fantastic.
show up and people are going to be like,
She lives here.
what is wrong with her?